And today on the Better Bones Exercise Evolution, we're going to bring our focus to hip stretch and strength. Another area that's commonly affected by low bone density, and an area that often can be found as far as falling or fracturing. So keeping the muscles around the hips and keep it strong and strengthening is really important. You'll need a yoga strap, and later in the sequence we are going to use the Better Bones exercise vest. You don't have to have the vest for these exercises, but it does add extra impact to help build the muscles around the hip and also build bone density. You can also grab a chair too, and we'll use that later on as well. Join me on your mat, laying on your back, and take a moment to just close your eyes or a soft gaze to center yourself. Make sure your body is connected to the mat. Taking a few inhales and exhales. And relax everything onto the ground. Take 2 more breaths. Let's grab that yoga strap. You can keep the left knee bent and capture that right sole of the foot right behind the toes, the balls of the feet. Lengthen that strap long. Keep the back of the arms or the elbows close to the body. Put a little tension on that strap. The left knee can be bent and pointed up towards the ceiling. Belly button pulls in towards the spine. The right knee can be bent to begin with. Put a little tension onto that strap, and the toes are flexed towards you. Heel up towards the ceiling. We're going to stretch our hamstrings a little bit and just take a moment here to relieve any tightness or tension in the hamstrings. We'll be doing some poses in a standing sequence, and it will be helped to have some more open or stretched out muscles. Loosen up that tension. Start to draw that heel slightly forward until you can straighten that right leg. Pull the belly button down again and rise that leg up towards the ceiling. Keep the heel flexed. Make sure you're not locking the knee or pressing into the kneecap. A little softness in that knee, but see if you can straighten that leg a little bit more. And we're going to hold that for about 10 breaths here. And then just soften. If you can, extend that left leg nice and long. Press through the heel and pull that heel down to the mat. Put a little tension on or grab that strap with the right hand. Extend that left arm straight out. Pressing the palm down, and start to slowly open up that leg. Just nice and slow. You don't want to shift your weight to the right as you're opening up that right leg. So as you're starting to open up that leg, you want to also make sure the left leg isn't rolling out to the side. Keep the toes pointed up. Press down into the mat with the left arm and the left leg, so the whole left side is pressed down. And just come to the point of opening that right leg until you feel a stretch. It's not about how far that right leg comes down to the other side to the ground. It's just opening and feeling that stretch. Bend that left knee again. We're going to release that strap. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Draw the left knee into the chest. Both feet are flexed. Grab behind the thigh. Push the right elbow into the inside of that right thigh. Keep the lower back grounded and connected to the mat and gently pull the left knee into the chest. And this is a figure 4 stretch. This gets into stretching the muscles behind the thigh. This is the piriformis muscle that connects the top of the thigh to the lower back. So you'll also feel a stretch into the lower back a bit here, into the hip. Taking nice deep breaths, holding this stretch for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the left foot down to the mat. Cradle, so we're going to take that right foot into the chest. Cradling. This is a reclined pigeon pose, once again stretching into the hips, into the IT band, the piriformis muscle. If you are pretty flexible in this area, you can extend that left leg long, press through that heel, and draw that right leg into the chest, into that reclined pigeon. Keep pressing that left leg towards the end of the mat, pressing the heel of the left leg into the ground. Make sure your spine is connected to the ground, even weight distribution, so you're not rolling over onto the right side or any weight shifting here to any particular side of the body. And we're holding for that for a count of 10. Release and extend. Take a nice morning stretch here. Let's come back to just a nice decompression position and notice what that feels like on that right side. See how that feels compared to the left side, the side we haven't stretched yet. We take a lot of time to bring ourselves into how it feels in our body, bringing body awareness and understanding of how these stretches work from the inside, from the skeleton, the bones, the muscles, and how we feel inside of our structure. Take a hold of that strap again. Let's capture the left foot right at the balls of the feet. Bring a little tension. Once again, make sure that lower back is connected. The right knee is up towards the ceiling. Those elbows and arms nice and close, and some bend or softness in that left knee. Breathe into any tightness that you have. Notice the release of the muscles and the tightness as you breathe into these spaces. And I like to hold these for at least 10. You can hold them longer, as long as you're comfortable. Unwrap or release tension from that strap. Draw that heel forward until you can lengthen that left leg or straighten. Then draw the leg back up towards the ceiling. Bring that tension back on. Make sure you're not pulling that knee too far into, or that kneecap into that joint. You're keeping the knee soft and breathing. If you're feeling wobbly or unstable, pulling or engaging the core muscles are always important. So remember that your body is a complete being and everything works together to help support you. Start to extend that left leg out. You can extend that right leg nice and long. Make sure the right side of the body is pressed and engaged down as you open that left side. And bend that right knee. Bring that left leg up. Release. Find your alignment first. Never be into a rush to get into that position. So take a moment to know where your body needs to be. So crossing that leg, flexing that foot, adjust the spine and lower back. Make sure you have a nice external rotation of that hip joint. Then pull that right knee up towards your chest, flex both feet, grab behind the thigh, bring that elbow to press into the inside of that left thigh. Make sure the lower back is still grounded and connected. We're not pulling so hard, so we're pulling our body towards our chest too much to lift the lower back off the mat. Take nice cleansing breaths here, feeling a nice release into the tightness. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Ground that right foot, and then we're going to cradle that left leg into our chest so that left arm is coming from underneath. You can take the right hand to either press into the sole of the left foot or on the side and pull in towards your chest. Make sure that spine is still grounded. You can keep that right knee bent or extend long with the toes facing up. Pressing through that right leg into that reclined pigeon pose. So we're preparing our body for the strength segment by stretching and opening, working the muscles. So we're working more effectively and efficiently, and we will not cause any continued injury in our body. And then release. Let's stretch long. And then bend the knees. Bring the knees to one side. Gently press yourself up to seated. Bring the soles of the feet together, holding onto the ankles, and then just loosen up, drawing the knees up and down. Make sure we're not slouching here. We're still stretching our crown of the head up, and release. Maybe bend those knees and gently windshield wiper back and forth. All right, so grab a chair and your weight vest if you have it, and meet me on your mat standing for the strength portion of this program. Okay, so now I have my weighted vest. I'm loaded with about 3 pounds, and you can purchase the exercise vest, the Better Bones exercise vest, on the Better Bones website, and it does come with 10 pounds. Work your way up slowly, and that will help give you more additional weight and impact to help build the muscles around the hip area and strengthen in the hips as well. So first, let's find our mountain grounding. Pushing the triangle mounds of our feet into the mat. Engage our core, lifting nice and tall. So these will be the tools that we will need throughout these next few sequences. And I have a chair here if you need to for stability and guidance. We'll start by turning to the side, facing the front of our mat, coming into our Warrior One pose. So use that chair if you need to. Right foot is grounding, pressing down. The left foot is stepping back. The front knee is bent. The right knee over that ankle. So make sure you can see the toes, that the knee is not so far over that you are pulling that knee past your ankle. So pull back, press down into that left back foot. Bring your hands on your hips if you feel comfortable. And if you want to, you can take that deeper and Visualize pulling the hips in towards each other, almost like a vice. You're pulling the hips in, you're pressing down into that left leg, right? You can bring your arms by your sides of your body, and we're going to lift that left heel up and reach the arms up, straightening the front leg, and come back down into that warrior one. Press and lift, and down. Lift up, and down. Once again, that chair is there if you need it. Lift up, press down, lift, and down. Let's do 2 more. Lift, press down, and lift. Come on down and hold that warrior. Count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, transitioning in from warrior 1 to warrior 2, turn our hips to face the long part of the mat. Right knee is over that ankle. Make sure that knee is not coming inward or rolling into the inside of the arches. Pull that knee, the right knee, back towards the baby toe. The left foot is at an angle, and make sure the hips are aligned so you're not twisting through the hips. Let's seat the shoulders down the spine, so palms facing up, and draw the shoulder blades down, opening up through the chest, and then flip the hands over. We'll straighten that right leg as we draw the arms straight up towards the ceiling and come back to warrior 2, stopping the knee over that ankle. Here we go. Stretch and reach, nice and tall. And warrior 2. Stretch and reach. Here's number 4. Nice, strong, fierce warriors. Reach. Stretch and reach. Let's do 2 more. And we're going to hold our warrior 2. So see if you can come a little bit deeper, really pressing that right foot into the mat. Flip that right hand over, stretch and reach that right arm up towards the ceiling, coming into reverse or radiant warrior. I like to visualize if I had light beams coming from my fingers and I'm reaching those light beams up towards the ceiling. Come back to warrior 2. Keep that front knee bent, reach and stretch. Warrior 2. Reach and stretch. Warrior 2. Here's number 4. And number 5. Remember to breathe. We're going for 10. Here's number 6. 7. 2 more. Reach. And reach. Hold our warrior 2. Straighten that right leg, bring that right hand, it can be right by that knee. Start with the left hand on your hip, roll that shoulder back, press the right hip, the bottom hip up towards the left hip, coming into triangle pose. You can keep your hand onto your knee or your hip if you like. And then we're going to keep the leg straight and reverse our triangle. Come back to triangle. Once again, if you want to reach the arm up. Reverse triangle. Come to triangle. Reverse that triangle. Come to triangle. Reverse. Make sure that front knee is not locked. Both knees are soft. Reach, stretch. 2 more. And then we'll hold it in triangle. Here we go. Holding it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to warrior 2. Whew. Let's turn that right foot to meet the left foot. Heel toe those feet together. And then just shake it out. Come back to our mountain. See what that feels like. Pay attention to that right side compared to the left side. Feeling the hips, the joints really working, the muscles stimulated and strong. And let's just come behind our chair, soften the knees, and maybe do a couple of bounces on our heels just to kind of shake up and awaken those bones and muscles. Okay? Now let's change over to the left side. That left foot forward, right foot back. Find the alignment first. Always find those tools, know what it feels like. Never rush to get to any part of this sequence. So lift up 1, come back to warrior legs, lift up 2, 3, 4, 5. Check in to make sure that we're engaging our core, that we feel stable and strong. Chair's always there if we need it. Take 2 more and hold in our warrior. Okay, nice strong warrior here. Transition into warrior 2. So for the beginning of this, I am going to face this way so you can see my alignment and what it looks like from the back, and then I'll turn around. So pressing that knee back towards the baby toe, ground down towards the right foot turns in, hips are aligned. Flip the hands over, seat the shoulders down the spine, open through the chest, and then back down. And lift up, straighten the leg. Warrior 2. And lift up. Warrior 2. Stretch and reach. Stretch. Stretching it up. Okay, and we're going to turn around. Way. All right, 5 more. Warrior 2. Stretch and reach. Here's number 4. Number 5. Oh, let's do 1 more. Why not? Stretch and reach. Hold it in warrior 2. Nice, strong, fierce warriors. All right, flip that left hand over. Reach it up, radiant warrior, stretching through that left side. Come back to warrior 2. Reach and stretch. Warrior 2. Stretch and reach. Warrior 2. Reach it up. Stretch. Are your legs starting to feel a little shaky? Possibly. You're strengthening all of those muscles. Let's do one more. And warrior two. Find our alignment for our triangle. Straighten that left leg. Press that left hip up towards the right hip. Hand can be on the hip. Roll the shoulder back. The hand can be right at the knee. And then reverse triangle. Triangle. Reverse triangle. Are you noticing, are your toes death gripping the mat? So your toes should be light. We start to forget about other parts of our body. And like I said, we're a team. We're working together to help each other. So every bit is working. Everyone's a part. Let's take one more. And we're holding our triangle for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to warrior two. Turn that foot in, step or heel toe. Stand behind that chair. Just lift up and bounce on those heels, kind of loosening up or shaking it out. Maybe kicking the legs. And let's just roll through the hips and knees, because you're probably feeling that great strength and intensity into the hip area. Coming to goddess pose. Once again, that chair is there for guidance if you need. Bringing or turning the hips externally, turning the hips outward. Be aware of the placement of the knees. You don't want the knees to cave in or roll into the arches, so pull those knees out. You can bring your hands on your hips or on that chair and come down into that nice deep squat. Press the mat away and lift up, straightening those legs. And come down. Remember those triangle mounds pressing down. Engage the core, engage the glute muscles. Come down. Here's number 3. And 4. 5. If you want those goddess arms, go ahead and lift up into strong, fierce, beautiful goddess. And let's do one more, and we're going to hold it here. So counting for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press up heel toe and shake it out. Nice job. Let's bring that chair aside, come back to our mountain, and let's just take some figure 8s, just loosening up through the hips, almost like a little hula dance here. And you worked really hard. That's a pretty intense sequence, but if you keep up with it, do these routines anywhere from maybe starting with 3 times a week and maybe working up to 5 times a week if it's within your ability. So thank you so much for joining me today. Keep up the great work, and namaste.